Why on earth did you choose to incarnate on Earth? I mean, there are times where I've asked the same question. I'm sure we all have at some point. When you're younger, you don't really ask these questions unless, of course, you have started the awakening process at a much younger age, which I am noticing more and more people doing. But for most of us, we kind of started this a little bit later on, and then life drags you through the mud a little bit and adulting becomes real, right? And then you question, why on earth did I incarnate on Earth? And I'm going to tell you some of the top reasons why souls incarnate on Earth based on the over 2,000 readings that I've given, okay? So when I tune in as to the reasons why a soul incarnates on Earth, here's why. One of the reasons, and one of the top reasons that I hear, is that we heard the call to come here to help lift and raise the frequency here. If you came here and you did absolutely nothing for the rest of your life, it would be okay, although not, I'm sure not everybody here would agree. But bare minimum, you're bringing your light here. You're bringing your energy here. Okay, just by you bringing your soul here is helping to lift and raise the frequency here. Is helping the Earth herself lift and raise in frequency. And it's also helping to lift and raise the collective consciousness here on Earth. Everyone's energy. And we needed that backup to tip the scale to move us in the direction of the awakening process on Earth and start helping with the ascension process as well. Because we had to be somewhat ready for this, for it to kick off, right? If the mass majority of us were not ready for this path, how could they get us here if we're not even ready to move past here, right? Some of the other reasons why souls will choose to incarnate on Earth, other than hearing the call and coming here to assist the Earth and the souls already here, some of us are being guided to step forward and help the masses lift and raise in frequency, stepping forward and doing healings. This would be called a light worker. Okay. So we've made that agreement before coming in. We've signed, sealed and delivered, even if we don't care to hear that, our contract as to what we are to be doing here on Earth. And part of that could be your light work path, which is channeling, mediumship, healing. It could be acupuncture, naturopathy. It could be even as simple as being just a helpful, friendly, loving neighbor that waves and says hello and is always supportive and there for others, okay? Other reasons why a soul comes is to be an earth angel. I remember the angels always calling me an earth angel. And I was like, what the heck? Does that mean I was an angel? And they said, no, you're a soul that is here helping to lift the frequency, being supportive and caring and loving towards others. And you're here just to help others. And we call you an earth angel. So I've seen a lot of earth angels here. And when the angels come through a reading and tell a person that that they are an earth angel, I can tell it's like a real pride thing. Like the angels are so proud of us, and it's an honor to be here for those of us that are stepping forward as earth angels here on Earth. It's a tag team event. We can't expect the angels and spirit to do everything for us, right? Or change the world entirely. We have to step up to the plate and to be that light and to shine our light brightly. And the more pockets of light that emanate on the planet, the more we can send more light frequency to these areas and lift and raise the frequency there, because it's ready for more light and it's ready for more lifting and frequency. They also tell me that a lot of soulmates and twin flames will be pairing up in the future because we're ready to lift and raise in more frequency. And when we bring two together, we bring even more light. Okay. And it's just going to be wonderful and enjoyable. So that's another reason. Some of our souls choose to come forward to learn certain lessons. So some of the lessons that my soul has chosen to learn in this lifetime is learning by suffering through a vessel with health issues, surgeries via ulcerative colitis. Abandonment is another lesson that I'm learning. And through that contrast is where learning and expansion takes place. If we were on a planet where it was roses and puppies and unicorns and rainbows and everything was easy breezy, and there are planets like this, okay? They've shown them to me. I know they exist. They've told me and they've shown me. There are planets where we could sit back and have a pina colada on a beach and just to have an easier time of it. But without the contrast, okay, without the difficulty, without the ebb and flow, without the ups and downs, there isn't as much expansion and growth. And what they tell me is that a soul will choose to incarnate on Earth because you will have exponential growth in one lifetime. Whereas maybe on an easier planet, it might take 100 lifetimes, right? So there's a lot of expansion and growth taking place when incarnating on Earth. And it's not always meant to be easy. Another thing I notice with the angels is that they will sit back and allow suffering to take place because there is learning and there is growth taking place. And part of the suffering taking place is of our own hand. So we are to learn how to get ourselves up and out of it, how to make certain changes so that it doesn't take place or unfold again. And it's not always about stepping in and assisting us. Sometimes it's meant to let things sink in as to the changes that we may need to change in the future. And without that suffering, okay, you would not care to remember or make those changes, or if you made those changes, you wouldn't make them stick. For example, the removal of alcohol from my diet because I was consuming a fair amount. So with the suffering from ulcerative colitis and flare-ups and surgeries, that really made it stick that I wasn't going to go back and touch that again, because that was a part of the piece of the puzzle that was making things worse for me physically. And then, of course, later on, you will notice that your frequency will lift and raise, and you'll feel much lighter and much better energetically. So suffering plays a role and it plays a purpose. There is a part of the picture of our participation as to how long we are going to be there. Okay. Some of the things that we're here to learn through difficulties and suffering, some people may get pestered by spirit. They might have hauntings. They may have pestering from different energies. So that teaches us to clean up our frequency, help to lift our frequency so that you're no longer a vibrational match to that energy. That also helps you awaken. So the pestering has you awaken. The pestering can also take place to stop you from continuing drug abuse, in taking certain substances that are no longer serving you. It can also help you take better care of your vessel, take better care of your energy. And by you having these experiences, others are watching you have these experiences, and it also furthers the awakening within others. So if you look at in the beginning stages of awakening, many of us are drawn towards paranormal programs because it helps to be more curious and ask questions, which helps to further you along on your awakening path. So although many are suffering from paranormal experiences, this actually helps to awaken the masses. So there are so many reasons why one comes back to incarnate on Earth, and it's unique and individual to each of us.